Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular monthly meeting of the Lebanon County Council for the month of November. We thank you for being here. Before we get started, I want to thank Jeff Couch, pastor at our church, for our invocations, followed by our pledge of allegiance. So, Jeff.
Let us come together in prayer. Lord, as we open ourselves up to you on this evening, we continue to pray for the grieving of this council, Nina Fields and her family, the passing of Doyle. We ask you, O Lord, to be with them, bless them, with the work that they do. Be with each one of us and whatever voice we may have that we bring about this town on this night. Let us be here to serve each and every one of our neighbors, every one of our citizens. Lord, you have blessed us and you have poured down your presence upon us as we come together on this evening in Christ's name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, on the agenda, we're now down to editing for business. On the agenda, any council member need to add anything at this time?
Mayor, actually, we need to remove Sherry and Janet Fields for the donation appreciation. They are under the weather.
Oh, okay, so they'll come maybe in December.
And I asked them, would December work better? And she said that would be very much appreciated.
Thank you, Lige.
Yes, sir.
Everyone had a chance to read the minutes from the October regular meeting and the call meeting earlier this month.
You didn't approve the agenda.
Thank you, Diane.
I make that motion, Mayor.
As amended.
As amended.
Thank you, Diane.
Yes, sir.
First and second, any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Now, to the minutes. Everyone had a chance to review those? Is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Can't believe y'all so slow on minutes. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. Before we go to accounts payable, I'd like to welcome Miss Nina Fields here with us tonight. Nina, we're really glad to have you with us. And as we go, if there's anything Drew or any of us can do to help get you caught up, just let us know.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
We're glad to have you. We're also glad to have people here getting healthy. It's good to have Leonard back home.
Yes.
He's only been through, what's that aortic valve that you had replaced?
Aortic heart valve.
Yeah, an aortic heart valve. I mean, since we last saw him, so we're glad to have you home. I'm glad you're ready.
I'm glad to be home.
We just don't want you to overdo.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay, and JL, you will help make sure of that, won't you?
Try to. Yeah, he's my chauffeur.
Try to, yeah, that's good. That's we'll see it. Try to.
Try, yeah,
Okay. Who's I supposed to welcome back?
Mr. Gilmer had surgery.
Yeah, but he was here before me.
He wasn't open heart, sir.
He come in here crippled at the last meeting. The cast about that big, but he made it. Come up them steps right there.
Thank you, Kevin.
But we did. With the good Lord willing, with myself and Drew and our staff, and hopefully this governing body will remain healthy. Okay, let's try to move forward. Accounts payable group, is this the only addition, this sheet right here?
Yes, sir. Section B there.
Section B? Okay. All right. It's a pretty good lift here. I see it. Mr. Gilmer, have you reviewed these?
I have, Mayor. I'd like to move to approve the accounts payable for October with the additions, but I'd like to table the Osborne design invoice for discussion under the town manager report, if that's okay. I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second, Mayor.
So we have a motion and a second. I didn't completely hear everything you said in that motion. What are you wanting to delay or discuss?
Approve all the bills except for the invoice for Osborne design
Oh, yeah,
for discussion, for later discussion.
correct. I understand. All in favor of the motion on the floor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Well, we're glad to have Miss Dora Martin with us tonight. Would you like to come forward and talk to us how the Vet Fest went? Looked like to me it went real well today when I was out there.
Yeah, where do you want me to?
You can come right up here.
Okay, all right, first off, you guys have no idea what a wonderful community we are. It was from the day when I came and asked if we could move Vet Fest to Lebanon till the day after we had gotten ready and cleaned up and everything. It was just amazing. The support I got from Parks and Rec, from Shane, and from you all. The sign, I have a friend in Delaware where Vet Fest originally started, and they were pretty jealous of our sign. So I want to thank everybody. We actually were able to triple our entries in our 5K, 12K rec. So we are hoping that next year we're going to keep growing. Yeah, I need to take part, man. It's not that hard. It's really not.
I enjoyed my day.
So we had a lot of resources. We had the Air Force recruiters, the Army recruiters, the Marine recruiters stopped by. He had 5 other obligations, and we only have 1 Marine recruiter in Southwest Virginia, so he's kind of spread thin. We had a lot of people meeting and talking and getting into conversation exactly what we're trying to do. Actually, sorry, you know me, I get...
That's okay. It's okay.
The gentleman we remembered this year, Justin Wathan out of Tazewell, he was the young man who shot himself at the armory last year, September 12th. And actually, Bill Watson was the one who responded first to the scene. So we were able, with his widow, close the circle. So they had a couple of minutes where I was just a big cry, but it was a good cry. You know, she brought the 3 little ones. We were able to give them little 3D prints of their dad's picture. So that was one thing we were able to do. And if you remember the year before, we remembered Austin Darty, his mom, and the widow of Justin. They connected. So now they can, this is exactly what we're trying to do. Yes, we want to spread the word, we want to make sure we bridge gaps, and that's what it's all about. And you guys were so gracious and helped us so much. And I don't know how to thank you. This is really amazing. We made a flag for, it was flown on MedFest, so that's why it's got a couple of stains. But I didn't want to, I left it like that because, you know, it's used. It is Town of Lebanon, and on the bottom, it says, proud supporter of MedFest, Southwest Virginia. So I don't know if y'all want to hang it somewhere in an office or what. It's weatherproof, it's pretty sturdy. but we wanted you all to have that. And in hopes to be able to do it again next year, you're gonna get another one. We wrote a little card to go with it.
Well, thank you.
And,
Thank you so much.
again, thank you all so much.
Thank you, Dora.
Thank you, Dora.
Well, look, we have a question for you. You can't
Yes,
sit down yet. Do you know, you have an idea, is it pretty much gonna be in September again? Do you know?
We try to do it the last weekend of September. We might move it one weekend because we always run into the Burke's Garden Festival.
Okay,
So I'm gonna look at what the dates are,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be either the 3rd or the 4th Saturday in September. Oh, and by the way, this is awesome. Remember, all our proceeds go to Stop Social Suicide. We were able to triple our donation. This year, we're gonna be able to donate $7,500.
Great.
So,
great. All right, thank you. We'll certainly continue to work with you. As soon as you know, you got a confirmed date, if you can just let Diane or Drew know,
all right,
and you're welcome to come back, okay?
I will.
Anytime. Do we have any other public requests?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Don't forget the community dinner, right, on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's on here for us to discuss.
Okay,
Yes.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Well, since you brought it up, let's just go ahead and discuss it. So we have it at the high school. We've already got it secured. My understanding is that Mr. Potts, the principal, the school's paying for the employees this year. They're paying for the staff, the cooks and all.
As I understood that,
Yeah. So what else what do you all need from us on that day, other than us being there and helping to volunteer, either deliver or serve? What do you need from the town?
since we had, and I apologize, I wasn't able to be at the initial couple meetings because of Dawn being so sick and then passing away. So I'm right now just delivering posters and flyers all over the county. And really, if y'all have any particular inquiries, I would either talk to Cheyenne or Angie.
Yeah, I've talked to Cheyenne, who I've been dealing with, so.
Yes, I would go ahead and talk to Cheyenne, but
Okay.
as far as I know, I think if you guys show up, and it's really, if you, after the fact, when you clean up and you talk to people in the community afterwards, they all think it's wonderful that you guys give up some of your holiday, it's a family holiday, but you give up some time and be with the people that don't have anybody. So I hear that quite a bit. It's very much appreciated.
Well, along with Vet Fest and the Thanksgiving, these are two of the, I think we all agree, two of the best things that we do for our citizens and in our community, in our county. But then we thank the people who put it together and who commit their time and their commitment to this. We thank you all for all you do.
I'll pass it on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Chief, floor is yours, buddy.
These are new plate socks on here now.
Thank you, John.
Kevin, do you want one?
I'll share.
Yeah, they bonded on that end. Make sure.
If these are not water, we're still working on that on there.
Oh.
Always whisper, aren't they, Brad? Thank you, John.
You're welcome. You're welcome. How's the council doing tonight?
We're doing good.
First and foremost, did everybody read Chief's report? Do y'all have any questions, anything on that already list or anything? Other than the quotes? Good. So we found today, we had an issue with the quotes. Two of them were not similar, apples to apples. I talked to Drew and Elijah a little bit earlier today. So we went back to Whitmer, Atlantic, and Darley on these quotes. The first set of quotes y'all are gonna see, which is gonna be Whitmer on top, We took out the strainer sections, which allows us to draft on there, because that was our original issue, today, was one did not have a long arm on it, and another quote did, so we actually took them out. On the first quote, it's gonna have our gated suction signage, our gate valves, hydrant wise, supply line holder, the gear bags, and the, search strap on that. Whitmer was actually the cheapest. After all this came back, they were at $13,787. Atlantic was $15,557. Elijah actually caught that Atlantic didn't have freight in there, so after they had freight, they were $15,557, and then Darley was $20,823. I'd like to get approval on this tonight. We probably have not had, in the last 10, 15 years, probably not upgraded any type of equipment as far as hydrant flowing or anything like that. It's not stuff that we have to upgrade every year. It's probably a 10 or 15 year project, and then kind of going through and seeing what we did. So, my chief engineer Campbell and I kind of went through this in the last 6 months, kind of exactly what we want. And I feel like this will do us for another, hopefully, 5 or 10 years on these equipment. Does anybody have any questions on the equipment on there?
So we need to, you're requesting for the Whitmer and then the one item or the
Yes,
quantity of
the second
two
one I
on
gave
the
you
Atlantic
tonight,
was cheaper than.
That's gonna be a separate quote on something totally different. So the only thing I'm asking approval for as far as right now, and then I'll get in discussion with that strainer, would be the Whitmer quote for the $13,787. And Drew and I had a budget meeting, what was that, 2 weeks ago, Drew? We're pretty good shape. I think we spent, I'd call it 20% of the budget so far.
Yeah, it's like 20,215.
Yeah, I would have 13, so I feel pretty comfortable. I don't foresee any big purchases as of right now as far as gear or anything like that. I think we're gonna hold gear till after July 1. All of our guys are good on that, as long as we don't have any major issues from now to then.
Okay. What's the council's pleasure? It's within the budget, correct?
I'll put that in the form of a motion, Mayor, to approve the quote by Whitmer Public Safety for the fire department's request.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Thanks, John Michael, Drew, and Elijah
Yeah.
for
Working on
Appreciate
that.
that.
No, I was gonna say, John, I appreciate you being receptive as quick as you were today. I know it was short notice.
Yeah, I apologize about the mistake in there. I've got a 2-year-old house, and you don't know how much time I take.
Understand.
We do. But we also appreciate multiple quotes because it makes our job so much easier.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that.
No problem.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, same sign. All right.
Sounds great. So the second set, that is the strainer that we had in question. We actually, after going back and doing a little bit more research and talking to our vendors, there's actually a strainer in there that's going to replace 2 different strainers that we had on the original quote, so you all saw in the chief's report. This strainer on here is a low level, and then it can be also made into a floating strainer.
Into a what?
A low level strainer, and also you can make it into a floating strainer for a creek or anything like that, for the pool of a pen. So that's the reason we just took the strainer out of the original quote. Atlantic was actually the cheapest on that. That's what I'd like to have approval through Atlantic on that one at $1872.96. Whitmer was the second one in that for $1938. And then of course Darley's $23.85.
I'll put that in form of a motion, Mayor, to approve Atlantic. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, same sign. Chief, thank you for
No problem.
putting this
You have any
together,
other questions?
clearing everything out.
Thank you all for working with us.
All right, bud.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Are you leaving us?
Thank you.
Dora, we really appreciate you. Really do.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. First thing under our new business is we have 2 bids for paving. So these at this time. And Ms. Diane, when you're ready, tell me.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
This first bid is from W&L Construction. Per ton, is that what we're looking for, correct?
Yes, sir.
Council, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Unit price per ton of asphalt, $128.48. $128.48. Is that right? Am I quoting that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now what?
The tonnage
Okay.
is $128.48. W&L. Let's see, and this is Bizzack, B-I-Z-Z-A-C-K.
Okay.
When they say sealed bid, they sealed it up pretty good, didn't they? Which one of them's got a pocket knife? Brad, Lige,
I do not tonight, sir. I do. Richard,
Let's get the W&L representative to use his knife.
they sealed it around the
Careful.
curve.
They didn't want to bring in that one, they really didn't.
Well, it's sealed, they sealed it.
I mean, always,
Nobody peeking.
Just to get you started, you the man, thank you. Bizzack, $132.50. What we'll do is we'll need to get legal guidance and review this documents before we make a, if that's agreeable with council.
Can we put that in the form of a motion to table it until legal counsel?
Well, until we can, until we can make a decision. Does that require a motion, Kevin?
Probably not, there's not a motion to.
Okay. All right, the next item is Plan Commission recommendation. If you remember from our, they have met since the joint meeting, and they've met within the 30-day guideline. Everyone should have a copy of their recommendation at your seat. There's a letter, a town letterhead from Mr. Coleman. Have y'all found it? You put it in an envelope or just sit it?
I just put it in, one like this.
Just like that right there. Joe?
Drew, can you read that letter from the planning commission?
I can. Yes, sir. It says, Dear Council, the Town of Lebanon Planning Commission have a public meeting Thursday, November 2nd. One purpose of this meeting was to discuss the rezoning application of Ms. Anna Boyd. The Town of Lebanon Planning Commission's recommendation to the council is to deny this rezoning application. Signed by Tim Coleman, Planning Commission Chair.
Okay. So the planning commission has met public hearing, they've met and reviewed it, and made a recommendation to council. So what is the pleasure of the council at this time?
I make a motion to deny the rezoning application for Ms. Switzerland Boyd.
To accept the planning commission
And accept-
recommendation.
That's correct, Mayor.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mayor.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Kevin, what happens? Does
I guess
write
the,
a letter, or what does he do?
yeah, there needs to be a letter written saying that the request to rezone is denied.
All right. If you all get your calendars, if you have calendars with you, the December, first of all, remember the Christmas parade is the first Monday in December, which I show was the 4th, 6 o'clock. The 11th is our regular council meeting, and we need to decide, that's an employee Christmas. If I'm not mistaken, did we have our employee Christmas and then came here and met, didn't we?
Yes.
2 o'clock.
So we didn't have to come back at night.
2
Is
or
it-
3,
Yeah, is that still is that what you want to do this year?
Yes.
So they're calling me.
Same place, and we'll just let Ms. Diane,
December 11th.
the 11th. I think it starts at 11:30, I believe, normally, doesn't it,
Yes,
for
sir.
the employees?
Yes.
Right. We'll leave that in your and Drew's hands then. Next item is
What time do you want to set it for?
11:30.
The council meeting?
Oh, no,
2:30.
I believe we met at 2, didn't we?
2 o'clock.
I think we did too.
Well, what time we having dinner?
11:30.
And what time is it usually over 1 o'clock?
Yeah, because they usually cut, they go back to work. I believe it's 11:31, so it used to be.
I'm good any time after the lunch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there as well. I'm already taking off, so I'm not.
Let's just say 2 o'clock council meeting. Kevin, we have to know, do we take action tonight?
It'll have to be advertised. I mean, you'll have to vote to approve the change in time,
Yeah.
and then it'll have to be advertised at the town, regular county council meeting times change.
All right, could I get a motion at this time to change the December council meeting
I'll make,
from 6 to 2 o'clock?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. All right. Next item is to extend the deadline for personal property taxes. Drew, is that, can you update us on that?
I can, I've talked with Michelle, she should have those ready. She had a little bit of a learning curve with the county's spreadsheet for personal property taxes. She said she should have those done Wednesday to send to Southern, and then they will have 20 business days, and then we'll get them back and mail out. So I looked at January 30th is probably
Is the
a
new deadline?
safe due date.
Is there a motion to extend the deadline for personal property taxes to January 30, 2024? Is
So moved.
there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Same sign. Well, it's time to discuss Cedar Fest again. It's gonna be on us before we know it. So, Mr. Farmer, you've been working on some things. I think what we'd like, what we're interested tonight is Shane has been working with several, already had some shows here. We've had some movies. Shows have been real successful at the theater. I'm gonna go backwards, Shane, okay?
Yeah.
The beach party, we had a lot of favorable comment on the Band of Oz, and we had them one time. Do y'all want Shane to look for another beach party band, or would you like to, have Band of Oz come back for the beach party? Council, I'm asking
I'm
you.
open to any suggestion. I would would just suggest it's a little bit lower volume.
Yeah.
That's my only suggestion. It was just,
Well, that's something we've tried to do in the theater. I don't know if you've noticed that. I mean, I know the movie was loud yesterday, but that's a little different. That's surround sound. But
sure,
like our concerts, if you've noticed, we've tried to tone those down a little bit. And I told the sound guys, I was like, listen, the major complaint that we get for Cedar Fest or anything we have is it's too loud.
Yep.
I was like, so we want this down to where people can stand it and people want us to come back and enjoy it. And, so, you know, I've been telling the folks that we deal with, we gotta turn the volume down.
Good.
that Noah Spencer concert, Shane, by the way, was absolutely phenomenal. It really was. I mean, the volume,
Yeah.
the entertainment,
Great.
the staff did a great job.
Yeah.
Great show.
It was a really good job by you and your staff down there.
I appreciate that. But yeah, that's one thing I reiterated, the first show we had with Maggie Ball, I was like, Donnie, we gotta turn it down.
Yeah.
I was like,
The group,
that's the number one objection I get is it's too loud, and I was like,
that first show,
yeah, they've all been really, the two music shows we've had have been really good.
Mayor, do you recommend that band to come back? Your suggestion?
I thought, I'm gonna yield to Deanna too, she's there. What do you think?
Well, we had the entertainers a year or two, so I
Yeah.
don't know why we couldn't have them back. Or
Yeah, let's,
we could get them.
I think they were probably the top beach band you can get.
right,
I really, I think they are. They're just solid and they're a lot like the entertainers. They play all those instruments, they do all those different songs, they do some cover songs too. Some folks left before they started doing some of those good cover songs at the end, but they, I
I'm
think
gonna
that's,
pass that on
yeah,
to, and you're gonna be working with Kent on all this too,
yeah.
so. Scott, you good?
Yes, sir.
Miss Nina Fields?
Yes.
Miss Deanna? Leonard?
Yes.
Brad?
Yes, sir.
Lige?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, if you would, Shane, kind of give an idea of what we're already looking at
Okay.
tentatively for Cedar Fest.
So for Cedar Fest, and these are not, you know, this is nothing, this is just me sort of spitballing and giving you all an idea of what we could do. And like I say, I'm just now starting on this. Well, I'm not starting on it, but I've been working on it a little bit. But I put you a little sheet there. It was the last one I laid down. Friday, June 7th is our Bluegrass Day. And I think you all had stated y'all wanted to get back to your roots of Cedar Fest and do bluegrass and country or folk on Saturday. So, and the one good thing about if we do all bluegrass on Friday, then as we be a part of the Crooked Road, they'll help promote that too. And they'll be at it and they'll help promote that for us. So that's a good thing on that. But this is just a lineup that I started. When we talked about starting Fridays later because 4 and 4:30 is just too early for people to get there. And the crowd was down this year. So I've got it started at 6. This is somebody that Scott had mentioned to me is the Rabbit Ridge Bee Pickers, which is the guys from Cleveland. I don't even know if they charge us anything, but I think they should be able to kick it off for us. And 30 minutes, 45 minutes is all they would play. And then I've got the Lee Pickers. They're out of Lee County. It's another little group that I've been talking to and discussing things with. And they said they would come over for 500 in a couple of rooms because they said they'd like to stay and enjoy Cedar Fest the rest of the weekend. So, but I mean, that's totally up to you guys. But they said they would come for 500. And then Starlet and Big John is somebody I shared with y'all last year. I don't know if y'all remember them or not, but they've got bluegrass songs ranked nationally. They're one of the top bluegrass duos in the country right now. And I can get those guys for $3,000. And then I shared this last band, which will be our headliner. It's the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Bluegrass Band. They would be our headliner for $7,500, and they sing all Beatles songs to bluegrass music. And it's really good. It's really top
If
quality.
you get a chance, go to their website and listen to
Yeah,
it. It's pretty
It's
dang
phenomenal.
And
amazing.
this is the Sgt. Pepper's, correct?
yes.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Bluegrass Band.
And they're really outstanding, musical, and, that would be our headliner. But I can't remember right off last year's Friday's budget, but it was a lot more than $11,000.
Well, yeah, and that's something we'll talk to you about, okay?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we could cut down on Friday and spend a little more on Saturday if we
Yeah.
wanted to.
Mhm.
Saturday, I don't have a starter, and I don't know if you wanted to start a little earlier on Saturday at 5 or 6. I think we've been starting at 5 on Saturdays in the past, we can still start at 5. With Act 1, starting at 5 to 6, and then I figure we need to have Noah Spencer back if he'll come back.
Now, a lot of people want him.
Yeah.
Did he say he was coming back in December?
Well, we had put a spot in there in case we couldn't get him earlier. We had put a spot in December too, the 15th or 16th. And that's something we can discuss too, if y'all want him back that quick, or if y'all would want to wait for another time. But I think we definitely need to get him for Cedar Fest. I think it's just good quality entertainment.
He's a good entertainer. Like between songs, him speaking up there.
Yeah.
He's actually, I was afraid he was gonna be a little nervous and
Yeah.
kind of shy, but he actually told stories and different things. He was very entertaining.
Yeah.
And then third act, I don't have anybody there yet either. I'm just, working with Kent on getting some stuff going on. And then the headline right now, I've got the Red Clay Strays. And I'll let the mayor listen to them. If you haven't listened to them, you need to listen to them too. They're really quality and top notch. But I've been talking to them. I was trying to get them in the theater, and they were like, we won't go anywhere less than 20,000. So I talked to Kent, and Kent said, well, I've worked with them before, and I can get them for less than that. So he's working with them. The only bad thing right now is he said that they're playing somewhere close, and that area's got a hold on them for the 8th. So if they drop that hold, then we can get them for the 8th.
Mhm.
But there's other folks too out there, and if y'all know somebody that y'all want to hear, or y'all want to see, well,
What
we
about
can-
Will Bundy? Somebody says.
I've tried and tried.
He
I
came.
really have. He told me first on, he said, yeah, I'll be there, and I'll bring some friends, and we'll do some stuff. And now he won't even return my texts, wants my phone calls. I don't think he wants to sing.
Okay.
And I said, you don't have to sing, send me some of your buddies.
Yeah.
I was like, give me some names, give me some people that'll come over here and perform for us. I said, give us a headliner for Cedar Fest. But he's not. But he's coming home for Thanksgiving, he says he's gonna come out and sing. We'll see if he does it.
I've got a couple questions.
Okay.
I think it's important to know where they're playing if the hold is released.
Right.
I don't know if I'm interested in, if they're playing in Bristol the weekend before.
No, they're not.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's like, seems like it's Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah. These are, the headliners, they don't play locally too often. So,
And then my next question is, you had an idea back, when we used to brainstorm when we were working on the theater, but you wanted to get into it like from the high schoolers and maybe incorporate a band that they wanted for Cedar Fest. Do we still have an opportunity to do that?
I think we do, but, I'm finding, I hate to say this, but I'm finding you can't depend on them. They've not showed up to anything we've had so far. They're announcing it every day. I've got Katie Jones that works for me, she does the announcements.
Yeah.
She announces everything that's at the theater every morning, and they're not coming to nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I'm a little bit frustrated with them. And I even told Pops, I was like, Pops, we gotta do something, this kid's got to come to the theater. So
Well,
we're
then
gonna-
send it to the other high schools too.
Yeah, and, it's just, it's a little bit frustrating, 'cause,
Yeah.
we're trying to gear some things towards them, but they're not. So, but I do want to try to get them involved. I think once they would come and see what we got, they would continue to come, but the thing is getting them in the building.
But we just gotta keep working on it. They just go out, you might wanna go out and visit with him
Yeah.
and get some let him get some students in there to talk to you and see what it is that they really want to see.
I'm afraid if it doesn't involve their telephone, they don't do it.
They chargers.
Maybe they could live stream
Yeah.
Yeah.
as they sit there and
I'm
watch.
gonna, let me interrupt you right
Okay.
here.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're at a point that we need to know, are there particular acts that the council member would like for Shane follow up on for Cedar Fest on Saturday.
49 Winchester.
Yeah,
I'm working on that. I've got another message out to them, and I'm gonna get them. If we could get them, we would definitely have them as our headline. So,
yeah.
yeah.
You'd be a headliner. If you can get them off tour with Luke Combs.
Yeah,
That's
Tony,
gonna-
you have to talk to his
That's
the
gonna be
mother
good.
to help
Again,
get the budget.
Yeah, Debbie, yeah. But,
I'm hearing they're not hearing that we want them. Their managers take care of all that. And their managers are blowing them up. And their managers are not wanting to play little places. They
Yeah.
play back home. So I'm trying to get word to friends, hey, we want you either at the Russell Theater, or we want you as a headliner at Cedar Fest.
yeah,
Or both.
or both.
Or y'all can come monthly on a rotating basis.
Have you got a contact friend lines?
I do. Yeah, so I'm working,
Good.
and, cause we gotta get them in there.
We got
We gotta
to.
either get them in there or get them as our headliner at Cedar Fest.
I'd love to have him as a headliner.
And there's some more guys that I put down that I've reached out to and stuff too, so. And that Song of the South, they're a local Alabama band. And, they sing pretty good too. Only thing is, I think they're asking a little bit much. They're asking like $3,500, and I think they're a little bit high for that. But, we can discuss all that later on, but they sing all Alabama songs, they're Alabama cover band. And they're more local. I think they're actually, some of the band members are from East Tennessee, but some of them are from Atlanta too, so.
Didn't we have a cover band last year that was in the running for Cedar Fest and they didn't make the cut? What was that cover band?
Credence.
Credence.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just, that band disbanded. We thought that they had an original member. They don't, man.
We couldn't afford John Fogerty.
No.
Well, the two, do you wanna stick with country and folk on Friday, or do you wanna go with that southern rock style? Because, that's what gets loud, I'm just being honest. That's
I
what
say,
gets
that's-
loud.
I mean, that's okay, but we need, my point is, we need to be deciding, to throw some names out
Yeah.
for Shane to get his communication going, because
We're up
what's gonna
against it.
happen is they're booking now,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Sure. Shane, I'm open to you, getting with Kent, getting with any of those,
Diamond Rio.
any of
Ms.
those.
Fields has one.
No, I didn't. I was just gonna say, the biggest complaint I heard last year was on our Friday night, that we advertised it as the bluegrass, but
The what?
the bands were
I
bluegrass.
heard that, yeah.
I'd like for you to check on that. It looks like you already have. I don't even know if we can afford them, but they're steel drivers.
I think we can afford them,
Yeah,
but, yeah, I'll check back with them too. But y'all wouldn't believe the music I've listened to and the people I talk to and just doing all that, so, but yeah, I can.
By the way, I'm good with Diamond Rio or Shenandoah, either one. Y'all good with them?
or Saturday.
Either Saturday or July the 4th.
Yeah.
I still think you need to push for the high schools, get input for them, because you hear that they aren't,
Yeah, but you know who they're gonna want, don't you?
Is that driving possibility?
but we've never
That's
had,
what
someone that maybe.
Who are they gonna want, Shane?
They just said it, it's just crazy. And I have reached out to Oliver for Friday night too. The redhead guy, Oliver Anthony. I've reached out to him too, but he's got some big now too. I don't know if he hasn't responded yet, so. But that's another good one we could do on Friday night because he's bluegrass, so.
All right, right now we're here at Diamond Rio, Shenandoah.
I got that, man.
What else you got? Who else?
Mike
Steel
is,
drivers.
I got a group
Steel
called,
drivers, yeah.
yeah, I got that. I got a group called the Mike and the Moon Pies. They're a country band. You need to look them up on Spotify or whatever y'all look at. They're pretty good too. They're another one that's in Flatland Cavalry. They're another good little group. Vincent Mason is a young guy from Nashville. Yeah, I think he's just like 20, 21, sort of like Noah Spencer. Phenomenal. And I've reached out to him, and he's starting to open for Morgan Wallen.
Did you say Vincent Mason?
Yes. and he's starting to open up for Warren Wallen and some of those guys too, so he's getting big, open up at Bridgestone Center and stuff like that, so. And some of those other, bluegrass guys, you know, I've reached out to the Price sisters, I just found them, they're really good, they're twin sisters that sing bluegrass. Brian Osborne and the Ash Mountain Boys, they're just across the mountain there in North Carolina. I think they would come over here and do a show. I found a really good one that they're booked during Cedar Fest, but I'm gonna get them in the theater, I'll tell you about them in a minute. But, the Slogan Ramblers, they're from Canada, they're a new bluegrass group that's taken, they've won almost every award in Canada for their bluegrass. And they're a little bit more pricey too, they're asking anywhere from 3 to 5 for their events. So,
That was the group that, the comedian bluegrass band that we used.
Cleverly.
Are they still around?
I'm sure they are.
You might, I don't know about, I don't see them maybe in a festival setting. They're more in theater.
Yeah,
As you plan your schedule through the next year,
yeah,
just throw them in there and see.
They were very popular, as I remember.
yeah.
They were great. They were,
Shane, one more name for Saturday. I don't know if he's too big now or not, but Parker McCollum. And he was on our list last year, I think. But for the sake of my daughters and wife, I'll mention him.
Okay.
For the record.
for the record.
Kevin, you got that?
Got you.
Okay, thank you.
Shane, if you could get Kent just to send us what he has available.
Yeah, and I've been, like I say, I've been working with Kent, and he actually messaged me today, but he's got some guys too. I'll throw a name out, my mind went blank, let me pull it up here. Oh, I'll bring it up in a minute, but, let's see here. What's the exact-
I sent you a bluegrass band last year, Tony. I can't think of the name of it. I'll try to find it.
No, we had Galley and Vincent one time. Are they too expensive or?
No, that was the summer we had, that was that year after COVID, and we had Sawyer Brown and Lynn here that weekend. That was a great, it's one of the, probably the best all total events we had.
The Statler Brothers' sons,
Yes,
he can get them, I'm trying to think of their name, but they don't go by, that, they go by,
no, you can find it later.
but they sing some of the Statler Brothers stuff, plus stuff that they sing.
Only 4 part, aren't, I mean,
Yeah, they do it all. They do that and they do some country stuff, so. But they're really good. And he also said he could get, I'm thinking of the Duke boys,
Bo and Lou Duke.
well, Bo, what's Bo's name?
John
John Snyder.
Snyder.
He says he can get Snyder in here anytime. We'll go with him. And he said the General Lees will come with him.
Tracy Lawrence too.
Tracy Lawrence.
But I'm like Elijah too. I think at least you have enough to get discussion going with Ken.
Oh, yeah.
And when you talk to him, tell him, you know, that December, if we get a list from him, that we meet in December and see where we are on, you know, are we getting behind the curve here on getting people booked?
Right.
But you've got plenty right now to backfill the slate.
Yeah, I think we do.
But we need something, I'd like to have a real good one for the July 4th.
July 4th, I've been working on something too, and this is totally up to you all too, but it's called the Beach Street Band, and it's a Bruce Springsteen cover band. I just thought Bruce Springsteen and 4th of July, I just thought, let's try to find
Crank
something.
it up with,
He said he's got that band, and
have you got
he's checking on prices and checking on availability for
can
me.
you send me a group, something, or a link to, I
I'll
can
see
listen to
if Kent's working on that,
Oh, okay.
so I'll get him to tell you something.
One thing too, Shane, that we've always run into, on that weekend, Nashville has CMA Fest Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right.
So all these new upcoming people are down there playing on every street corner that they can set of instruments up, you know what I mean?
That's just like,
So y'all want me to go to that and get some down?
we'll
Y'all send me down there.
We'll
I'll
go on
get it.
Thursday. What was the bunch we had that Mary was all excited about?
Well, yeah, that wasn't that a great show?
Soon as they shut down, that's exactly where they went.
John
Or-
Langston did too.
Or they just came from there, one of
No,
them.
they was going.
They were
both
going?
of them.
Okay. Yep, that's where they were headed, so that's big time down there.
Yeah.
It's on the same weekend.
Okay, anything else regarding Cedar Fest that you need, or are we good to move forward now? You
Yeah.
got enough info?
Yeah, that's fine with Cedar Fest. I did y'all a calendar of what's going on the rest of this year too.
Yeah, so,
It's got 2 sheets. It's got the Green Russell Theater schedule 23.
yeah.
But that, I just let y'all have that so you know what's going on. And when we're showing movies, when we're having concerts, you know, we got another one this weekend with the, Seth McKay and the, Moonshine Rivals opening for the Addison Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a really good one too. Both groups are top notch. They're the 2 local bands.
Plus we got local talent, that's
Yeah,
great.
They're both local and all that, so, but, we're starting the Christmas movie, for Black Friday, I'm gonna do, classic Wizard of Oz, showing it twice that day. Just thought it'd be something different and something, you know, classic. Some folks have been saying they want to see a classic movie, so I'll just do that in there. And then Saturday, Sunday, we're gonna show Barbie. And then starting December 2nd, we're gonna show Polar Express, and we're showing that to all the schools in Russell County as well. They've reached out and wanted to see it, so.
We're gonna bring it to their school drinks.
Yeah, they're gonna.
That's one of the things we wanted to have.
And I got it so that they only have to pay $100.
Right.
I'm doing $2 for popcorn and water
Great.
for the kids. So
That was something that we wanted to have.
I think all of them are participating in that, every school in Russell County. I haven't heard back from Castlewood yet or the primary.
Great.
I'll
Good
get
job,
that.
Shane.
Did you say Lebanon primary?
Yeah, I haven't got the numbers yet.
Actually, just asked me to get with you on that to make sure that was a go, so.
Okay, I just need their numbers,
No
so I
problem.
can need enough, I need to do 2 shows for them or 1 show. So, because some of them's got a lot of kids, some of them don't.
That's great.
I'll have them reach out to you
Yeah.
tomorrow.
And then we got our Christmas parade and photos with Santa, and I just got a message back from Santa and Mrs. Claus. Yep, they're on, and they'll be here for those. And we're gonna do the pictures at the theater this year too, so we don't have to use the middle school. So we'll use the stage for that. We use our stuff, so.
Oh,
We'll take
so
care.
Mr. and Miss Claus is gonna be at the theater?
Yeah.
So, oh, good.
Yeah, and then we're gonna, then we got a bike night that Saturday. And, you know, I mentioned to you about moving it downtown,
Mhm.
because we're gonna incorporate a movie with that. Is there a possibility we could just shut off the road there for a little while and let them ride their bike on Main Street and then go to the movie at 6? Is that a problem with you all?
As long as, I mean, I'll leave that to you and Drew and Eric, I guess.
We can do it just like the awning on Main there,
Yeah.
put barricades across.
I just think it'd be something neat.
Don't
Plus,
said it's good to go.
plus they can park their bikes outside the theater.
Yeah, the kids would
And
probably
then go to
like
the movie. We're showing the
chance to
Grinch.
do that.
We're showing the Grinch at night for them, and that's for free. And Polar Express also, Homeland Realty Group, they're gonna sponsor that, so we don't have to pay for it. So, they're paying the $460 for both days,
Great.
so that's good. And like I say, each school's gonna pay $100 for their showings, because it's $100 each day, so they're gonna pay that $100.
Shane, as far as advertising goes for like Homeland Realty Group, what do we do for them sponsoring those movies for those kids?
Basically, I told them they could set up and give out trinkets or whatever they wanted to give for their stuff, and some of them have said they'd like to run the concession stand or help in the concession stand, help a usher. We're gonna put their logo up on the screen before the movie starts.
Great, that's what I was
Saying-
gonna ask
Put
you.
it on the marquee saying sponsored by,
Sure.
and put it on the show boxes too.
Good.
So we'll incorporate all that, and
I think you could have more sponsors.
yeah,
don't you?
and I've got, the new Cedar Realty Group, they're gonna do, Christmas Vacation. That's on Friday, the 22nd, that's character night as well. We're doing it twice, 7 to 10. I know, it shouldn't be 7 to 10, she's 6 and 8. When I have that in there.
Talking about Chevy Chase movie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find a Winnebago to park out in front of it. So if y'all know anybody that's got an old one, let me know.
I'd say Ernest got a Winnebago here somewhere.
Well, we had that one travel up the highway, and
I've
everybody
already-
tried to run him out.
Or a station wagon, either one.
Cousin,
Yeah, a station wagon. But I'm trying to find some props like
There's a
that.
big Ford LTD station wagon around here still. What about a tree house?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. But yeah, and I haven't heard back from the choir. I've called and emailed, so I don't know if they're gonna do that or not, so. Huh?
Colorado.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
do that. But,
Or I will for you.
Hey,
Leave you.
and they don't have to do it, but,
speaking of choir, have you reached out to Rebecca Sykes? They do a Christmas carol thing at the high school every year, and it is really good.
the kids out there do?
No, they're adults.
Oh, okay,
It's like, it's an orchestra,
okay.
but
Well,
it's.
see, that's what I was trying to do, was trying to get the high school choir to do it and get somebody else to do
It's
it.
the orchestra.
They're an orchestra. They're from Johnson City, Kingsport, Abilene. They all
Is
get
that the
together.
Appalachian Orchestra that lift, what's his name, Townsend?
Is that Sarah Adams?
Kevin was part of that,
Yeah.
and his wife.
Sarah Adams? She did
Yeah,
that too?
Sarah's in it.
Well, she said
See,
she
they
didn't
ought
know,
to come to
she
the,
didn't know if the stage was big enough, that's what she told me, so. But
well,
I'll reach out to her.
reach out and see.
Yeah, so, because we can incorporate that with the choir concert. See what I'm saying? We can make it a whole Russell County thing too. So, but I've got those dates open right now, so we can definitely do something there. And then the Christmas movie day starts the 18th, that's when school's out. So we're gonna show, a couple of classic movies and some older, the ones that folks really like. I think that'll be a good time. Plus kids are out of school, so they're gonna be wanting something to do, so we've got something for them to do. So hopefully they'll come out for that. And then Saturday, we've got the Highwaymen show. I think it's gonna be really good. I'm excited about it. We're doing 2 shows, doing a 3 p.m. show and a 7 p.m. show. And they're gonna do all the classic Highwaymen songs plus Christmas songs. So,
How much are tickets to that show, Shane, and when will they go on sale?
I haven't put them out yet. I just wanted to ask you all what y'all thought about tickets, prices for that. I've been trying to stick around $20. I don't like to go too much higher than that. I mean, I know eventually if we get a bigger band or something like that, we might need to go up to 30 or 35, but.
What's that one for 2 shows?
For 2 shows is $8,000.
No multi-show discount, I see.
Yeah, it was actually, they asked 20,000 first, and I talked them all the way down to 8.
That's some negotiation, Shane.
Right. I just told them, I said, listen, I said, we got 178 seats, 179 seats, and I was like, there's no way we can, they wanted 10 for 1 show.
So that's $22.47 per, if you concede 178
Right.
at 4,000. So you're close.
Yeah. So I think, just keep it at 20
For
and,
right now,
yeah.
we'll review it in 24.
Yeah, well, and it depends on your acts, so. But, and on that second page, that's just some stuff I've already worked out in the new year. I've got another comedy show coming January 5th. And that lists those comedians, and there's no basketball game that night, so that's good. But and there's no college bowl games or nothing that night, so that's good too. I'll make sure of that. And then Saturday, April the 6th, I've just got a hold on it right now because I didn't know what y'all wanted to do, but that's the John Denver Experience. It's a guy that sounds just like John Denver, and he's with that group that's bringing the Highwaymen in here. And I can get them for $5,000 and 4 rooms. And then July 4th, I just put that on there where Ken's working on that one. And then Thursday, July the 25th is when we talked about rumors before, the Fleetwood Mac cover band. That's the #1 Fleetwood Mac cover band. They're going to be in Roanoke that weekend, and they can play for us on Thursday.
That'd be good for Cedar Fest.
Rumors.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I can see if they can fit in for Saturday. They're really good too. That's another group. If you go if you go look at Sergeant Pepper's Lonely, it's the same webpage, you can see all those guys, they're loaded with talent.
Fleetwood Mac, Credence, all of them, that's, you're talking,
This group's out of LA
you
too.
have a big crowd down here, you start pulling people like that in here.
Look into those two.
Okay, see if they're coming.
All dates, check all the dates.
Yeah.
July 4th, check Cedar Fest.
All of them.
I've been reaching out to them too about
Yeah.
Billy Joel act, you know, just different, because people like the covers.
They
Because they know
really
it.
do. Last year's Eagles,
Oh, yeah.
other than the sound,
Yeah.
people absolutely love that show, by the way.
Yeah, we can sing along to covers, we don't know this original stuff.
Right.
And we can, well, our age group can hear it and understand the words.
But I also
That's
did you a
important.
little advertising thing I did. I put one of those up there for you. That's the movies that we're gonna show during the holidays, starting with Black Friday and Wizard of Oz.
Will that fit on your showcases?
Yeah, I can fit it on there.
This?
Yeah.
Look good.
Yeah, that's what I built it with, was that system we bought. So that's what I built it with.
All right.
But yeah, that's just some stuff I did, but that's everything going on. And then I got one other thing to report to you. I've got it here. I gave y'all a copy of it. But we were awarded the BTC's Micro Business Marketing Leverage Program grant for $5,000. And we can use that towards developing our website and for advertising and buying souvenirs and stuff to sell at the theater. So that's what I gave you is what's going to go in the paper next week.
Does that cover a fountain drink machine?
I don't know where we put it. But
It's a little tight
we
over
have to
there.
serve it outside. It's definitely a cold
Well,
drink
the other thing
in the
is,
wintertime.
you go spill them soda drinks in that floor.
Well, just a little feedback.
Yeah.
Listen, I think y'all are doing a great job, I've been in there a couple of times. But those slender pop bottles, they stand sideways.
Oh,
in
yeah.
cup holders.
Cup holder.
And the cup
So
holders.
y'all want to get a bigger drink?
Well, not necessarily. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I've got 2 kids.
yeah.
And
Go
when
ahead.
you stick those drinks in there, they turn sideways, so there you are trying to catch them. And if they don't have lids on them, it's gonna be an accident. But, you know, good cold, the popcorn Saturday, fantastic.
Check on the prices of the bigger bottle. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Shane, I have a suggestion, I mentioned to the mayor. What about getting something a little bit more professional outside, like those, Mayor, you mentioned those straps, like where you
The velvet,
section off.
the velvet strap.
Well,
Instead of-
I
instead
got a
of-
little set that blocks off the balcony for moving.
Out
What
front.
about, I'm talking about up
I know, but
front,
I'm saying just a set like that. Have you seen
Yeah.
that set?
like,
It's just a little velvet rope with gold brass,
gotcha.
and it's just.
Do they work?
Can I look
And
into
a
that?
permanent, like a permanent handicap sign, like instead of like putting, I mean to be nitpicky, but like something that's made, permanent fixture instead of,
It's mobile,
arena,
you can move it
yeah,
around.
exactly.
Okay. They can do that.
Well, I'm thinking of Shane, better make a
We're
note to
spending
call. Where is it? Did we make our own Santa Claus chair?
Roger Francisco did.
He made
It's
it.
stored somewhere, isn't it, Mayor?
So we don't rent it anymore. We've got our own.
He's got it made, yeah, this is the first year.
First year, that's what I thought. Great.
Okay.
That saves you.
Yeah. And, another thing we're doing too, Deanna got it set up is the carriage rides on, was it December the 16th. That's a Saturday too, I believe it. So December the 16th on Saturday, they'll do 12 rides in the carriage, and they'll basically start here at the rec center. They'll do a loop all the way down to downtown and back. And it's, basically gonna be $10 per ride, or six can ride at a
How
time.
many trips are they doing? 12?
I think you said 12. didn't you?
But there's two carriages, right?
Yes.
Great.
I
So
think
we'll
12 is
start-
for both care, I think.
Yeah, I think there's six will ride in
Okay.
each carriage, so.
That's something I'm real anxious to see how that goes too.
Yeah, and I did reach out to the Adamses. They've retired their horses, but they said they'll probably be buying some more in the future,
Yeah,
and, they can do that for us.
okay.
They can probably do it more than one day, so.
I need to mention something else before I forget it.
Okay.
Council members and you. I talked to Melissa Kaiser Now, you may know about this already. They're having to move Big Rig Showdown. It will be the week end of August 9th and 10th. I think Melissa said they've been competing, it cut down on some of the folks coming from another event. Now, so have you heard that? I can't remember the name of the event that these truckers go to. But anyway, it's August the 9th and 10th.
So, if you're gonna do that, what are you gonna do about your beach party?
It's next weekend anyway.
I know, you gonna have back to back? Okay.
Yeah, we used to do it
Yeah,
for
we
school
don't
stuff.
Party Central, bro.
Yeah, well,
I mean, actually, not what we're doing.
they do the majority.
They do all that, yeah, I'm just saying.
This
you
is
want
us here.
2 events back to back.
Yeah, that's up here. That's
So the
good.
16th is,
That's how we sell hamburgers in there at Towns and McDonald's and Wendy's.
Bring them into town, bud.
Bring them in.
All right. Shane, thanks for everything y'all been doing. What you've been, well, you taking this on.
Right.
Appreciate it. It's, bathrooms that got to be fixed. We still don't have the door hinges fixed on
I'm
the
working
entrance.
on it, that's still there, and, he's telling me that he's working with, is it American Steel that made the doors?
Oh, golly. Don't tell me.
I'm about ready just to say, can somebody else do this?
I'm talking about, no, wait a minute. You talking about,
Well, we gotta have a panic bar on the door to keep the
Okay.
door shut. The door
Right.
doesn't stay shut when it's unlocked. And
the
then-
door closers, we can't buy them somewhere?
Well, I mean, I think we can.
I'm about ready to turn it over to Keith.
Yeah.
I'm close.
Well, Keith, it's also, he just gave me the cost for doing under the marquee.
Yeah?
If he does it, just like, the Lane Group plan, he told me 26.5. And if he does it with, what we discussed was, using metal instead of wood to make it lighter. And he said he could do it for 16 that way. So that's what he just got to me tonight, actually. 'Cause I told him, I said, I'm not council to do that.
Get that.
They have-
The middle.
23.5 for what the Lane Group designed. And if he takes out the wood beams that makes it heavy and all that, and he puts in the aluminum and steel,
Yeah.
it makes it cheaper, and he said he could get it in there for about 16.
Who else did we talk to? Baker Roofing? I mean, I made that call, I think, to come look at it, but Anthony didn't make it to look at it. Did anybody else look at it and not give you a quote?
Who?
Did anybody else look at it?
Leonard Roofing came and looked at it.
Oh,
They
Oh,
did,
yeah.
they
But
came
they
and looked
never
at it, but
quoted it?
they said they couldn't look at it, they couldn't figure out a way. They didn't understand the Lane Group stuff, I guess, but they said the only way they would do it would be if they did a canvas over top of it.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Chris Dye, that volunteers for our fire department, is a sales rep for Baker Roofing now. So that would be a contact if you're needing an estimate, or want him to come look at it to see what he can do.
He was willing to consult on it, I think, but I don't think he was willing to give us a quote or bid on it.
And what he's building would, if you take out the wooden frame part that makes it heavy, he said it would deal with the drainage, over to the side lot, all
Yeah.
that. So it deals with all the guttering and all that.
Will
So,
have any can lights or anything in it?
yes.
I'd like to move forward with Steffi Construction on completing this project, Mayor. It's one of the missing pieces.
Yes.
Marquee.
Well, in this winter time too, we really
We really need to.
it's gonna be too cold for them to work if we don't hurry up.
We got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.
All
All right,
right.
thank you, Shane.
Yeah, thank y'all. Y'all need anything else from them?
You
Can
did
I ask a
enough.
question that may not, it
Yes.
probably is crazy, but like you said, the movies, the Christmas movies are gonna be free. You mean free to the public or free to us?
Well, see, we can do it two ways, and I'm hoping we can do a lot more for free. Because if somebody sponsors a movie, which is, to show it twice, it's $460. Like this weekend, I showed Top Gun in 2 days. It cost us $460 to show that. So if somebody covers that cost, then I can either do one of two things. I can lower admission cost so we're still making a little bit of money, or I can let people in free. And that's a decision we can make as a group, or however you want to do that. But I feel like, I'd like to charge $2 or $3, just so we can make a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, and, it's just.
Free movie ticket with the purchase of a large popcorn and 2 large drinks.
That's right. So, but yeah, but that would take the cost away from the town if somebody sponsors. So literally, they're paying the cost that we would have to pay, they're covering that cost. And then we can either decide to, and then some shows, like, you know, some of the special ones, yeah, I am gonna do for free, like Christmas bike night for the kids. I'm doing that free for everybody that participates. So, I mean, there's opportunities there to where we can do some free things for the community, especially if somebody sponsors it. So,
Is the bike night, the Grinch,
yes,
that Sunday
That's-
too?
yes, that will show it Sunday too.
I'll pay for it.
Okay. That's $460, so that'd be $460, and that would cover, showing it one day, which would be on the bike night, and then showing us the Sundays.
Did you need your
I'll send you a
advertising logo?
Yeah,
I'll send you the
So you got a company logo? Okay.
then we'll get all that up and figure out how to put it on our screen and all that, so.
I'm gonna wait till next year.
Okay. Anything else for Shane at this time? Good job, thank you, Shane.
It takes a lot of time.
Shane, how's the staffing issues?
Staffing,
Everything,
staffing's really good, you know, and, I've got college kids getting ready to come back for Christmas breaks too, so that's gonna help me even more. Football's over, so I've got some guys that don't play basketball, so they're coming in. I got the guys going to play basketball, they're going out. So, but they're still doing weekends. And I told them, I said, I hired you to work weekends, so don't be asking weekends off.
Yeah.
I just told them, I was like, you know, we're working 2 places for weekends. We've got basketball games on Saturdays, we've got movies, we've got shows on Saturdays. So I got to be working, so it's been good so far. So Jennifer being there too, full time on either evenings or on weekends, that's a lot too.
Shane, can we, go ahead, Scott.
No, that's it.
Can we stream, say, like NCAA championship, Super Bowl?
I'm looking into that.
Okay.
Because that's one thing, and I told Scott that some of the town guys, they already said, hey, can we watch Super Bowl in there? And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make that happen.
You know, the young people might enjoy that too.
Well, you know, that's something we do,
College
our town guys,
Yeah.
you know, show them, hey, yeah, let's go in here,
Let's watch it.
let's cater this thing and get y'all some food, and y'all watch the Super Bowl here if you want to, so.
We need to,
Roger Lawson had his face.
oh boy. Over here, Shane, at the gym,
Yeah,
there's no way it'd be over budget, but you need to buy you need to just go ahead and buy a new receiver for the scoreboard and plug and stuff, cause it come undone on us. The plug in the back's real loose, and,
right,
it
I hadn't been doing that, but I
okay.
guess it's just,
Well, this weekend, we were there, it come undone several times.
okay.
And it's just loose in the back, and,
I wonder if I can get a whole new
maybe just get a new,
plug system.
Yeah.
Well, I've changed that plug 3 or 4 times.
okay.
I may just need to get a new little system.
I think you can get the controller,
That
the
it'll work.
latch,
Yeah,
and there's no way it'll be
no, it's not. with
over
me.
budget.
But I'll,
It needs to
I'll,
be done, this frustrating.
yeah, I'll look into that.
And, I've heard, surprisingly, 0 complaints and nothing but good things about the staff and, over there, and everything's been great.
Yeah.
Letting
And
them
I've been trying to stay on, I've got a lot of new ones.
Yeah.
So it's a big learning
I
curve.
just meant surprising because normally people complain about
Right.
everything.
Yeah, I hadn't had a lot of complaints in a while, just being honest. Didn't have many this summer. I hadn't had, I've complained more than people have. Cause I come in and I see what I want done.
Well,
and that
each
done.
night I've been, I've looked at the, bathrooms and corners and
Yeah.
stuff people other don't look, and it looks great.
And we're trying, and like I say, I stay on them. That's one thing, they don't like cleaning bathrooms too good, but I'm like, That's what's happening.
So there's a lot of life lessons learned in those
Okay.
bathrooms.
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
Find out who wants their hours, don't you, Shane?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There's your career.
Hey, Drew
Yes, sir.
and Chris, I'm gonna make an adjustment in the agenda. We got Mr. McFadden here with us. And I'd like to go into closed session at this time to discuss, his presentation, from the IDA. So, what is that called? Unannounced, what's that code section, Kevin?
2.2-3711A, is it prospective business or industry?
Yes.
Subsection 5.
So moved.
Can we do personnel
We
also?
also,
Can we go ahead and take care of some,
we got legal
Are we not
also.
coming back and then going back in?
I don't know.
We can do that. If you just wanna knock that out.
That's up to the mayor.
That sounds awful.
Let's get it off.
Do it all.
Legal and personnel.
Personnel.
Yeah, it's just our people right now, Drew and
Sorry, Drew.
Sorry, Steve.
You all right, Drew? All right, you all can visit there. So we have a motion. Did we get a second?
Second.
what do we do, personnel, legal, and prospective industry?
Correct. Unannounced, yes. Who seconded?
Brad,
Seven.
And who made it?
Scott.
Scott? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We stand in closed session.